We begin here as pro athletes across the country are using their platforms to speak out against racial injustice and police brutality. The recent protests are happening following the shooting of Jacob Blake by police in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Players in the NBA, WNBA, NFL, NHL, and MLB have either not played in games or refused to work out. And it's all happened in the last 24 hours. So how is this impacting teams here in KC? KCTV5's Casey Jones is live now from Arrowhead. So Casey, have any players or teams refused to play locally?
At this point, Ellen, no Kansas City area professional teams have announced that they plan to strike. But earlier this morning, we heard the Chicago Bears refuse to practice. We know that WNBA and NBA teams have been refusing to play. MLB and MLS too. So some of you at home might be wondering how long before Kansas City area athletes follow suit. Colin Kaepernick, former 49ers quarterback, first kneeled during the national anthem to protest police brutality and racial injustice back in 2016. 4 years later, athletes across the country are now refusing to play, all to bring attention to one of the latest accusations of excessive force. It happened in Wisconsin. Jacob Blake was shot 7 times by police, leaving him paralyzed from the waist down.
There's a real need for some change in these areas that are you know, frankly, that are just unacceptable in our society. And so, unfortunately, these are the things that right now have to be done to obviously garner some type of support.
Sporting coach Peter Vermees says there have been discussions about racial unrest, but so far no announcements of strikes. Chiefs practice continued as usual Thursday morning. A few hours later, Chiefs safety Armani Watts tweeted, "One day you're their favorite player and the next 24 hours you're the worst human being alive, all because you want equality." Wednesday, at least 5 NBA teams refused to play. At least 3 Major League Baseball teams postponed games. At the Royals game in St. Louis, Cardinals player Dexter Fowler took himself out of the starting lineup. Pitcher Jack Flaherty chose to sit out as well. When asked about potential player protests, a Royals spokesman said in part, "Organizationally, we have supported the views, beliefs, and feelings of all our players and will continue to do so." So what happens if athletes refuse to play without the full team support? Could they individually face discipline or consequences?
Hasn't been brought up, but I do know that when we were in the MLS back tournament that there were many players that chose not to participate in that tournament. And as far as I know, there was no action taken against them, such as fines or loss of wages or anything like that.
So Sporting has a game on Saturday in Colorado, and team officials say, as far as they know, the athletes still plan to play. As far as the Royals, the MLB actually celebrates Jackie Robinson Day tomorrow, and the Royals will be playing in Chicago against the White Sox. And again, no plans or announcements of a strike there. I also reached out to the Mavericks, the local hockey team. I have not heard back, but this is a story we will continue to stay on top of for you, and you can learn more in our Sportscast and on our Locker Room show. Reporting live from Kansas City, Casey Jones, KCTV5 News.